Are you hungry?
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to a new episode of Görgött. I've had a bit of a cold, so that's maybe why my voice is a bit different. But today we're making bone marrow. We're making bone marrow with a tartare on top and some other nice things. And I got not even the inspiration, I kind of copied it from a post again from one of my favorite chefs, Frantzén. And I think it's a dish they have at one of the restaurants in Stockholm called Astoria. I'm not sure how they make it because I have never eaten it. So I'm just going to make my version of it. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be fantastic because it looks fantastic and the ingredients sound really good. But before we have a look at what we have here on the board, as always, please support me on the channel by clicking the subscribe button and checking the bell icon. Now, let's have a look. Obviously, the main component, bone marrow. This is cut lengthwise, which makes it kind of, well, not necessarily easier, but there's more bone marrow in it. Otherwise, you need a lot of these slices, like the ossobuco slices. We have a nice piece of ribeye that we're going to make our own tartare hand cut. We have some pickled red onion. I'm not showing you this because it's a very simple pickle. It's basically vinegar and sugar. It's a sweet pickle, sweet sour. We have some roasted garlic oil that I made and had standing around, and it goes to this dish, so perfect. We have some Vendace Roe. We have some microgreen for decoration, and we have some rye bread. In this case, it's Pumpernickel, like a famous German rye bread. And we're gonna toast that a bit. Chop it up and toast it. But let's first start with what will take the longest, and that's the meat. Beautiful piece of meat. Some nice fat on it that we might use as well. I'm not going to bore you with the details of this, but I'll just show you the kind of size that I will cut it into. Obviously, I will cut away the kind of sinew that goes here. But just so that you get an idea of the size that I like to have it in. This for me is the perfect tartare size. Not too small, not too big, just perfect. So I'll be busy with this for a couple of minutes, probably 10-15 minutes. So will you. So I'll see you after that, and then we'll continue. So this is what we ended up with. All our meat, nicely hand chopped. I'm going to put that to the side, and then since we have the cutting board out, we'll do the rye bread as well. So see you in a second. The rye bread, we're just going to cube in small cubes. Like this, I'll just show you. This pumpernickel already comes pre-sliced, so it's quite easy to, this size. And then for that, I have a frying pan on the stove with just some butter in it. So we'll cut up this and then we throw it in the frying pan. And what you can do now as well is preheat the oven at 250 degrees. And then we'll get the bone marrow in there. So cut, then we fry, but before preheat. This is what you're aiming for. And now our butter is hot. We'll just put this in there. I won't even bother to move the camera because frying bread is not that interesting. We'll leave them to fry and I'll see you in a minute. So our pumpernickel or rye bread is ready. We'll just put it in a separate bowl for now until we're ready to serve. The next thing we have to do is to prepare the bone marrow that goes in there. So see you in a second. Now you don't have to make or prepare the bone marrow lots. You just do like this and then add some salt. My dog is going a bit crazy in the background, so don't mind her. Now these go in 250 degrees for 15 minutes, and while they're in, we will prepare the tartare. and I will get my dogs to be quiet. We have our meat from earlier. Put that all in a bigger bowl. Gonna have a little bit of salt, not too much. We want to keep the kind of flavor of the meat. A little bit of pepper, 4 turns I think that was. And some of our nice homemade roasted garlic oil. Now if you want to see how I do that, leave a comment below, let me know and I can show you. But it's quite simple. It's similar to when you make a herb oil, which I've done many times before. Now we'll just mix this up. It's important to mix well, especially since we have some of the fat from the ribeye included. You don't just want to eat fat, so make sure you mix it well. Get a spoon, give it a little taste. A little bit more salt. 2 more pinches. But it's enough. Garlic oil. We'll also put a little bit on top when we serve it. A last taste. That's perfect. Now we just need to wait until the 50 minutes are up and then we can serve it all. So see you in a bit. Look at that beautiful bone marrow. Now which one should we pick? That one is thicker there but very thin. Yeah, we'll take this one. See if we can get it up. Yeah. I'll place it on a plate. Now we'll let it cool a little bit. We don't need it piping hot because we're going to put cold stuff on it. So let it cool for 5 minutes. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Our bone marrow is cooled down a bit. So we first put our tartare on top. Spread it out nicely all over. Try to keep it on top. Try just to cover the whole bone marrow like that. Next we'll take some of our Vendace Roe. Click it in strategic locations. Like so. Next to our pickled red onions, just put them on top, spread them out a bit. They just give a nice kind of sweet and sour note to the whole thing. And obviously the sourness goes quite well with the fattiness of it all. And with the saltiness of the Vendace Roe. Like that. Next we'll put our rye bread. Again, try to keep it on top. Just looks like nicer. The ones that fall down you can just pick up. And the rye bread, I mean for me, I don't know what the thinking is behind the dish obviously, but it just gives a nice kind of texture to it. Ah, that one doesn't want to, so we'll leave it there. And also a light, very slight hint of bitterness. Gonna go great. Next up are microgreens. Again, just spread. This is more for decoration than anything else, to bring a little bit of more color to the dish. I'm not going to need it all. Like that. And last but not least, a couple of drops of our roasted garlic oil. And there we have it. We're ready to try it. Now I brought 2 utensils. I mean, one idea is to have a piece of toast and kind of scrape it with a spoon up to there. But I'm just going to try it raw like it is. Make sure you get everything there. This is magical. And funnily enough, the onion, without the onion, it would only be half as good. Now, thank you, Frantzén, for giving me the inspiration and letting me kind of steal the idea. It's for sure the best bone marrow I've had. And if you like bone marrow, give this a try. You're not going to regret it. And you can exchange the Vendace Roe for trout caviar or something like that, if you can't get Vendace Roe. But that was it for today. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. If you did, do me the favor and hit that like button below, because it's really important to get my content out there to new viewers, for them to enjoy it like hopefully you're enjoying it. And also subscribe, bell icon, leave a comment. Thank you very much. That's it for today. Take care. Bye-bye.